All right, welcome to a bull run edition of Teaching Crypto. We have Bitcoin making a run this morning, hopefully not too in the near distant future to 121K at the very least, Mr. FOMO. We had a run up to 122 on Saturday, cooled down a bit for some economic news, came back up this morning. Again, I've been saying it for a long time. 130K this month is going to happen. 5K ETH is going to happen. If you want to take profits in this uncertain world, I can't necessarily blame you, but the alts are still way, way behind. That's the bad news. But again, this might be this cycle. This might be the reality of this cycle. I still think something like Dogecoin is going to have a run, but it might not be the run that you want it to be, right? The run, like you talked about, maybe 60 cents instead of $1, for example. Some good things, but Bitcoin dominance is going down. But
way down. Bitcoin dominance is at 58.
But we really still haven't seen.
ETH is at 13 already. That's up from 11 the other day.
We really still haven't seen the alt cycle take off. I'm still hoping we get an alt season, but again, temper your expectations for that because I think it's going to be hit or miss for some of these tokens. Not every token is going to skyrocket here.
19.44 million tokens on the market right now. That's up from 3,000 the last bull run. Right now, the market is creating about 3,000 tokens a day. And so the difference between this bull run and last bull run is millions upon millions of tokens, tens of millions of tokens. So it's diluted. It's
not all those tokens are actually getting funding, to be fair. Some of them are just completely flatline, but there are still more tokens overall that are getting attention. I think so that number is a bit misleading because a lot of those are just throwaways. Someone created it, they haven't touched it in months, no one's putting any money in it. But
90 to 99% of them are throwaways. But the problem is people are.
What I mean is the money itself. The money itself is more spread out, but probably by only a few more thousand tokens, realistically, that are actually being traded. That they're not $19 million worth of tokens actually being traded daily. But you're right. We should be seeing stronger action, right? Like, I mean, it is what it is. But, it's right now, I look and something like Fartcoin is up 29%. That didn't exist the last cycle. So that's where your point is right. There are still enough extra garbage tokens that it's weighing something down. Again, something like Avalanche should have been absolutely ripping after that news at the state of New Jersey. And it would have been 4 years ago. And Avalanche is stuck at $25. And last cycle was well over 100. So that proves your point. I think there is time, but again, I've seen a lot of people in the last week talk about 2026 and the bull run extending to 2026. It might happen, but I more think that means the cycle's done. If Bitcoin is a slow and steady mover in the year 2026, that means the cycles have been broken, but it also might be catastrophic for some of these alt projects.
I think it will be catastrophic for a lot of these alt projects. If they don't get any money injected into them through this bull run, they're going to die. And I honestly think that that's what needs to happen. Is I think this bull run needs to end, and a lot of these tokens need to die. I'm not saying it needs to end now, but I'm saying when this bull run ends, a lot of these tokens need to die and die hard, because they're worthless. There's a lot of them that are just scams out there. Like I said, 90 to 99% are up to no good. They're just there to extract money from you. And so, my hope is that after this bull run, that a lot of these projects get crushed and disappear and never come back.
So ETH has done very well. We told you guys 5K ETH was coming. We told you 4K ETH was coming in July. We told you 5K ETH was coming in August. And look what we have here. ETH, Mr. FOMO, really pushing 4,700. We talked about taking profit at 5K. Are you wanting to change your stance now that ETH, and I am an ETH holder, showing a lot of strong signs, um, and now the charts are saying 5,800 is a very good possibility in the next few weeks. Um, it might not be a bad idea to take profits at 5K, but ETH is actually showing more strength than I anticipated, which is great because originally I really thought a 10K ETH was in play. I'm not sure about a 10K ETH, but my expectations now for a 6K ETH have gone up. I still think it's pretty safe to take profits at 5K because at least you've earned profits. And we've been telling you guys to buy ETH under 2K for the last 2 years and saying it'll eventually pay off. And now at 5K, you've over doubled. You 2.5x your money. What do you think, Mr. FOMO? Take profits at 5K, or are you going to wait for the 6K ETH?
Well, like I said a couple weeks ago, I think Ethereum can get to anywhere from 5,800 to maybe even up to 7,200. I don't think 10,000 is in play. I think that's a long shot or a pipe dream. But I do see. I am going to take a little bit off the table when we get up to 5,800, and then I'm going to close it all out if we get all the way up to 7,000.
Yeah. Great post by Happy Metal Vegan. Thank you for joining us. Let's not even talk about Voyager anymore. That money doesn't mean anything because we're going to go up so much. Uh, I look, Bitcoin, I still think is going to hit 150 to 180. I'm hoping for 180. But it really we got to establish 130 this month, Mr. FOMO, because there are still people, including myself, that maybe think September could be a bit iffy. So this is the month to really go for it. And then October, I think, will be the grand finale. Just my opinion. You might see some alts tag behind in November, but my theory still is Bitcoin gets its all-time high for 2025 in the month of October. It doesn't mean it just goes tumbling in November and December. It might flatline and slowly go down like it has in past. Don't realize you're in a bear market till January or February of 2026. But I do believe, and maybe I hope I'm wrong. I think the Bitcoin top for the year 2025 will come anywhere between mid to late October this year.
Yeah, I was thinking late October. And again, that's if the cycle isn't extended. I don't believe that in the extended cycle. I think we're going to see a bull trap on the back end in 2026 after a little bit of a cool off.
Well, why don't you
And then
explain to
we'll
our
see.
audience what a bull trap is in case they're new?
Bull trap is the backside of basically the backside of the bull market. As it's going down, you get a quick pump, and it makes people think that you're back on and you're back into the bull run, and they buy back in. And then once that initial buy-in is over, it falls back down again. And
So
so
what are
this
your
would be a back end of the bull run kind of a thing.
it looks like there is a 90% chance of a rate cut in early September. Do you think this is a very important question? Do you think we could see a reversal because we've had such a strange and slow alt season? Do you think maybe Bitcoin actually has a green month in September instead of a red month like past cycles? And the alts actually do something in September to make up for all the lost time they've had.
That would be great. I don't know that the rate cuts will necessarily spur the market the way that people expect them to. Historically, rate cuts have done a little bit of good, and non-rate cuts have been a little bit bad, but it doesn't really sway the market as much as people give it credit for. And I just don't see it creating this euphoria in the bull run that has people buying um, all these other tokens. I'd say if we did get some sort of euphoria like that, you would see the OGs run like you're seeing now. I mean, you're seeing Ethereum run, Solana's running. Um, so, some of the OG coins are running because people know them.
XRP
Um,
slowly moving up to around 330 this morning. Again, I like XRP to hit $4 pretty easily this month. Um, Again, you always got to do your own research, but I think this month, if you have some money on the sidelines, um, I don't think you have a ton of time to wait if you want to take profits this month, because I think these things will go up. Look, I think the next few weeks are going to be very, very good. Let's put it that way. I really like it's August 13th. I like the momentum we have. I think Bitcoin is going to 130, and I think you're finally going to see some of these alts. They're not going to 5x in the next 3 weeks, but you might see a 30, 40, 50, 60, even a 70, 80% pump over the next 3 weeks. So this is the time to tune in. Interestingly enough, Circle, which makes USDC, is now launching a layer one blockchain called ARC. Very interesting. Um, this could be interesting because this thing could pump pretty quickly when it first gets on the market. So we'll keep it here for the very latest. As far as I know, it's not being listed on any major exchanges as of today. I mean, like it's not going live right now. But if this goes live within the next 7 days, this might be an extraordinary opportunity to kind of jump in and get some initial profits if you have any money on the sidelines.
yeah, this is something that I would be interested in. Stable coins are going to be a big, big, big deal in the future. And so a layer one blockchain that is designed to provide an enterprise foundation for stablecoin payments.
Especially
Um,
USDC, which is right now still the favorite to win it all.
yeah. So if you can get your hands on this, I would recommend it.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated on where you can find it, when it goes on sale, all that wonderful stuff. So I'm hoping, Mr. Foam, the next time we talk, we're well above 125K. We have a 5K ETH and we have a $4 XRP. How about that? I'm expecting some things not only the next week, but in the next 48 hours. I think we're in
That's
great
what I was
shape.
going to say. Is in the next 2 days, you're expecting that kind of growth.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I don't know
that
about
that is
130.
definitely a bull run signal to me.
I don't know about 130 in 48 hours. 125, yes, absolutely. By the way, I haven't given up on iOS network. 50 cents coming in the next 2 to 3 days. We're at 40 right now. Um, I like Doge to get to 30 cents. I like XRP to make a run at $4. And yes, I'd like a 5K ETH. If you're holding some Avalanche, I mean, it's delayed, but it's due for a run. So I like all of those. I think it's time. I really do. And it's not going to last forever. So, like you've talked about a million times, be ready to pull the trigger, keep it here for the very latest, take profits, and you'll be fine.
Your Happy Metal Vegan says, I think we're going to go a lot higher because the Clarity Act will go into long next month. And we're still waiting on the Bitcoin reserve that will push us way higher in a super cycle.
Yeah, the Bitcoin reserve, though, I mean, I thought it was going to be put into place and happening. It could happen. I just don't know if it's a priority right now for this administration. They want to make it look like it's a priority, but I don't know if they really wanted to get it done, it would have been done by now. I'm saying it will happen. I just don't know the timeline. I can't tell you for sure it's going to happen in September. Um, I hope you're right because that would completely change September and just rocket us into October. And then you'd have a mini, I think you'd have some historic action, which would be amazing because now you're sitting there and you're ready to take pro. And I hope you're right, Happy Metal Vegan. That would be best case scenario. And then the 180 Bitcoin is easy. That it's going to happen. And then the 10K ETH would even be in play at that point. But to expect that, I think I wouldn't go that far, but let's hope for it.
Remember, from here, you would need $1 trillion at least injected into Bitcoin's market cap in order to get it to that 180 range. So we're still a long way away, and it still would take a lot. Like the U.S. government would have to they would have to make a statement that they were going to buy a lot and continue to buy a lot, I think, for that to spur the market in the way
And
that
it could
people
happen.
want it to.
It could
It
happen.
could, absolutely, it could happen. But again, you need retail to come in strong after that. I don't think that just the U.S. market buying is going, or the
Well, I
U.S.
think if the
government
US
buying is
does
going
it
to
though,
come.
other countries would follow through and announce they're also doing it. And I think
Right,
that
and then I
they're
think that's when retail starts to come in, because then they start to see that Bitcoin's running out.
listen, I still think in 2028 we're looking at a 300 to 400K Bitcoin, and I think 8 years from now we're looking at a mil, 16 years easily, maybe 12 years, 10 million. I think it's all in play. Probably 16 for the 10 mil, but I think hopefully we'll all be alive to see that $10 million Bitcoin. For Mr. FOMO Daisy Crypto, thank you. Happy Metal Vegan. Thank you to all our viewers. What are you waiting for? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Super chats are open.